Hello everyone, this is Mayuri Suryavanshi from Technocrats Group of Institutions, and here I am with Dr. Divckhoven with us. So let's have some word with him. How are you, sir?
Oh, I am fine, thank you. Now I am on the leave. I have been here for 3 weeks for a mission to consult the Institute for developments for the future. Together with my colleague Helmut Glock, we have prepared a consulting report and then gave a briefing session to faculty and directors. So now we think what we had put in this mission is to move the Institute towards more applied research orientation, because we believe this will help the students more to get a feeling from real-world demands from outside. Second, when you have real-world examples of what you are doing with your theory, this helps the students also to get better the new theories in a context which has a narrative, so that they know why they are studying some subjects. On the other hand, it might help the faculty and the students to become more entrepreneurial. And we believe in Europe and Germany this is quite common, that this is important, that research should contribute to the development of the economic development of your country. I believe this will come, if it is not yet already here, but it will come more here in India as well. And therefore, most of our proposals go into this direction for the Institute.
So this is your experience in the TIT group?
The IT group, I could not, as I am coming from a large, big science, information technology research, not from teaching. So I could not, like Helmut Glock, contribute immediate to improvements in teaching. This is not my experience. My experience is that I had to move large research labs towards an orientation to more application orientation, to more cooperation with outside businesses and industries. And therefore, my focus was more in explaining the students in information technology, where I gave daily sessions, not according to the normal syllabus, but explaining them what is the rationale behind my proposals I will give to the college.
So what about the infrastructures and labs in the college?
So far, these labs, I didn't see all labs, but what I heard from my colleagues who looked more in detail into the labs and infrastructures, and what I know from previous missions in similar colleges like here in TIT, I think the colleges now are well equipped for doing just the syllabus, what is requested by the government and supervised by a technical university, here in this case in Bhopal, to fulfill the official requirements. They will not be sufficient if the college would start into more research. When it is going, this college already has achieved the status to be in even postgraduate research and education. In this phase, you need more original research, and this requires a different type of labs. And therefore, our proposal is just to start with as little as possible into this direction with outside companies, and then coming to labs which then fulfill the requirements for real research.
So regarding the faculty members of the college, what is your experience all about, all your experience? What's that?
My experience, also in all cases, not only in this case, I am speaking I'm now summarizing all my 4 missions to India, which I made, and I tried to put my thoughts together in a generic way, which might even help other colleges as well. Generally, I think the faculty is the most valuable asset of a college. So, and this is true. Although most colleagues and faculty colleagues, which I met, although I have a very good impression, and I think most of them will be able to move in this direction, which I and Helmut have proposed. But I also advise nobody should be forced to do it. Although some people might not be willing or have other talents. So they should not be discriminated if they are not moving in into this direction as others. But there should be incentives to support if faculty is moving in this. And you need always both types of faculty. Also, please, and I advise the directors and the management of TIT not to discriminate other faculties.
The most important thing.
And more looking for incentives to support them. And in the beginning, it must probably start in just creating new contacts too. And this is what I and Helmut recommend, to look for the regional industries and companies. Do not look for the worldwide champions. Although they look, probably in India to the IIT or someplace else first. So, but here, regional companies, this college has a competitive advantage because nobody else is looking to them
Common student vision
to their request, and from there they might build up links for future cooperations, and these cooperations might lead to consulting or faculty to these companies. It might lead to a thesis work where students are included into these consulting relationships, and afterwards a company who then knows this is a college who has contributed to a solution might think, if I go into this direction and open a new business channel, they know already at least one person who is knowledgeable. Might be this student who wrote his thesis on this issue. So this is how it could work. It is an idealistic side. And we both told the college that you must have the patience and to wait, although when success is not coming immediately. And finally, you need luck. You need luck to be successful in this context.
Sir, regarding the quality for education here.
This is what I almost cannot evaluate because I didn't see it. I regarded this not as my task. So I had some, I taught almost daily, gave a lecture to mostly different students. Sometimes I saw the same students like the day or the weeks before. I had the feeling, my lectures, they enjoyed it, but it is totally different. And if a foreigner, and I am an old man, I'm 75 years old, is coming, he is able to tell stories. So, and sometimes these stories help the students to understand why they should learn a certain theories, why it is important. And I also gave them hope. Sometimes I myself failed in some courses in my studies, and nevertheless they saw this is a guy, he nevertheless made a quite good career. So I said, be calm. And this is more a life experience, what I wanted to share with the students. And at the end, the last 2 days, and this week, or for 2 days, I addressed twice big auditoriums of students. And I must say it was real fun to talk to them. I mostly talked about what I am suggesting and proposing to the college so that they can understand why I was here and what I would like to change. And one of these changes, and I told it to the management as well as to the directors, requires more autonomy of students and more autonomy of faculty. Okay. And this might be difficult for the management or for the directors. But I said, if you want to have this development and you are not willing to give this higher grades of autonomy, then it might not work, and you should better leave the fingers off changing anything. So, and this is what I always explain to the students as well. So I did not only consult the directors, I discussed sometimes with the students and found out, I should change a little bit my proposals.
Okay. So lastly, I want to ask you about the roots of the college, that are the students. So what is your experience regarding our students in the college?
I loved being with the students in the last 2 days in the big hall, also having 600, 800 students. I felt like a cricket star. Wow. No, afterwards, also, and you know, I am an old, experienced guy who knows how you can make them enthusiastic. So I know some tricks, and I gave them very private and personal information of me, and made some jokes. But I really enjoyed it. What I remarked in this college, I found the female presentation of students is much less than what I am used to in my previous 3 missions. Also in the previous one it was almost 50-50, and here I found it might be only 10 to 20%.
Actually, we are having almost like equal responsibilities for everyone. Like it's not like that ki boys involvement are like boys involved are more and girls involved are like less. It's equal. But somehow in some programs it will be like sometimes boys are more and girls are less.
I cannot blame a college that there's a not equal distribution. It depends on the courses taught in machinery, in civil engineering in Germany. We know the percentage of female students is much lower than that of the male students. In information technologies, also at least in Germany and in the previous colleges, I found it's almost equal, and this might be here as well the case. But still, I wondered that it now was less than I normally expected. But normally, what means normally, I have been here only 3 times before, so this was my 4th mission in 2 years.
So you had a great experience at TIT College?
And I had fun. I liked the discussions with my colleagues. I liked the discussions with directors. Sometimes had a problem with the Indian way of organizing things. For a German, who is probably, this is what we have in common with the Chinese, everything is strict and in order. But here it is like in Italy. Italy is in Europe the country we love the most because they have an easier mentality. And I found India, if you look to the streets and the traffic, it's chaotic. But I found the chaos works in India as it does in Italy. In Germany, cars would never work. So this is a talent. It's not only that I criticize, it's different. It's just different from the German way. And I learned a little bit. I found it's too much window dressing when you make a conference. When I came, there was a big hall and I got flowers and so I thought this is exaggerated. It should not be that much. We would not do it. But at the end, when we gave the reports, I found out, there was one green and there was one orange and a blue.
Yes, sir.
And then I said, please,
It's the color of our flag.
replace the blue one to a white one. And then we put them in the right order and give them to the directors in this way. So I learned a little bit from this ornamentary style, which is more common than it is in Germany. So I also learned from you.
So thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Had a great experience with you. Thank you, sir.